Welcome back to Girl vs. Girl podcast. I'm Melissa.
I'm Kylie. Today we're doing, are we calling it Momster-in-laws? Or is it
Monster-in-law?
It's just Monster?
Yeah, like mother-in-law, but
I know, but I thought
monster-in-law.
it was Momster.
I mean, if you really want to be crafty about it, we surely can.
Well, take whichever one you like,
I think people
folks.
normally say monster-in-law.
I know, but I feel like it changed one letter and then it's Momster.
I'm going to make it better.
Let us know which one it is.
I will take your monster-in-law and raise you one.
Yeah. No, Monster-in-law is easier to say. We're doing Monster-in-law
Reddit stories.
Reddit stories, yeah.
And we're going to react because honestly, these are my favorite stories. When people do TikToks about like their monster-in-laws and stuff, I am hooked on the edge of my seat every single second.
Yeah.
I'm like, she did what?
Yeah.
The whole time.
And it's fitting for Halloween. Spooky
It
vibes.
is. You know what else it's fitting for?
What?
Aspen Ovard
True.
having her quarter life crisis on
True.
TikTok.
Which who knows if there is the mother-in-law situation, but
Have you seen the stuff about her mother-in-law?
Yeah.
Like, did you see the post?
that her mom, or
Yeah,
her mother-in-law?
Mama Bear's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out. Ugh. Cringe. It's giving boy mom.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Dude. And then all this stuff. Dude, she has been so unhinged. I'm like an OG Aspen
Me
Ovard.
too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you were. She is so unhinged. It's like she's a completely different person.
At first, it was like kind of like actually annoying me. Like when it very first started, I was like, she literally said she wasn't going to say anything about her
And
divorce,
then, yeah.
and like to protect her kids.
Yeah.
And now she's like,
I think stuff got leaked, though. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's
there's
why
obviously-
she's being like, whatever, I guess
yeah,
it is what it is.
There's more to the story, obviously, and also like she's just trolling at this point. Like at this point,
yeah.
she's just like making a joke out of it, which is fine. But at first, when she was like seriously like.
She like addressed it and was like,
yeah.
I'm getting a divorce. Nothing's going in public, blah, 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 blah.
But then she would like make these like passive aggressive comments,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like, I don't really like.
You're either protecting your kids or you're not.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. I was like,
and I
you're
know
not.
her youngest daughter's name got leaked and like all this stuff, but like,
Yeah, but now it's just trolling, so now I'm into it.
yeah.
But at first
I mean,
I
if
was
she
like-
wants to do a tell-all, like I'm all for it. It's not
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm like, you shouldn't
No, no,
say.
no.
It's like, but pick
Don't.
one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't say one.
You're
thing
like,
and then
we're
do
hanging
another.
on the edge of a fish line, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if you felt like this, but Parker has just always kind of given me the ick. He
Really?
just seems like a helpless man-child.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
guess
I wouldn't
that
say
they
he ever
like
gave me the ick.
were
but
really
yeah.
young and everything, but I don't know. I just feel like he never really grew up.
Yeah.
Is what it felt like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could see that.
Not that he was like ragingly like obvious, like
Yeah,
red
yeah,
flag
yeah.
or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. But do you have any theories on like what this big secret was that was kept for 10 years and everybody knew but her, and there's so many like assumptions
not really,
and
do you?
rumors. Well, everyone said it was cheating, but then she went on the
Yeah.
Cheers podcast with Avery.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
said
and
it
she
wasn't.
kind of did like a tell-all, but like Aspen
Not
style.
really,
Yeah. And Avery asked her, was like, have you ever been cheated on? And she's like, not that I know of.
Oh, yeah. I think I did know that. Yeah.
I think it was I think the most popular rumor, allegedly, is that Parker was using like her money to like
That's what I've
fund
heard,
his
too.
family, and she didn't know, and like they all knew, and
Yeah.
whatever.
I kind of heard that too.
Which, yeah, big problem. I don't know that I would get divorced over that though.
Yeah, but
That'd be
like,
a huge problem in your marriage, obviously.
and also
but-
like 10% of like your income or our income is a lot less money than 10% of whatever her income is.
well,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. But do you feel like if like Chris was like, let's just say Chris was giving money to like the homeless or whatever, like
But that's
I guess that's different.
different.
But I don't know, how would you feel? I feel like I would be raging, of course. I just don't know that I would end my marriage over it.
Yeah, I kind of agree, except for if it was like, that's what I'm saying. Like if Jake gave your family or you gave your family or whatever behind each other's backs $20,000.
Yeah.
Okay, $20,000 is obviously a lot of money, but it's not like
Over the course of 10 years
it's
or whatever.
It's not like you'll never see that money again, which I guess is the same for Aspen. But I'm just saying, like, what can you really do with $20,000? I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of not being like $20,000 is nothing. But I'm just saying, if that's like whatever percentage of your income, if Aspen or if Parker gave them that same percentage, that's like
Million.
$600,000.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like we could have retired if we needed to off. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that. I feel like that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back, whatever this big secret was. Because obviously we don't actually know what the rumor is, but I just would not be ending my marriage over that.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of issues obviously to deal with, but I feel like it was more of like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Like, because she filed for divorce when her daughter was like 1 week old, her newest. Like, can you imagine being postpartum and going through all of that with 2 other kids, and now your husband is not reliable and not a reliable husband or father for you anymore?
Yeah.
And you're filing for divorce?
Yeah.
Like, obviously they were having issues while she was pregnant. That's just, I feel so sad for her.
Yeah.
And if she, like, seems to be, like, you know, being as humorous as possible and, like, trying to deal with it, but.
I think they're going to get back together, though.
Okay,
or they are back together.
First of all, she was posting videos like they were back together, but then she posted this video with her sister telling her this, like, big secret. And everyone was like, what? And then she posted another picture or another video with her sister saying that, like, she's going to start dating girls now.
Oh, she did post that?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Her sister, she, like, said something about dating girls, and her sister's like, well, I've been doing that. Like, you're copying me.
I think that was a joke, though.
I know. I think it was a joke, too, but also everyone keeps saying she keeps posting, like, rainbow things and, like, rainbow emojis. And I'm like, honestly, guys, I think she's screwing with you.
Yeah, and I think that was also, like, I think, like, she could. I think that she, like, maybe is, like, oh, I'd be open. But I don't think she actually is, like...
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
She's trolling the internet
for sure. Like, to have fun. She would, kind of thing.
It's like, she's all kind of making us think, like, is Parker the problem? Is she the problem? Was, like, you know, did she cheat? Did he cheat? It's like, you just literally have absolutely no idea what's going on. There's so many rumors flying around, and she's honestly...
super well media trained.
Yeah. She's the OG influencer of, like...
She knows what
everything.
She's doing.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. But... anyway, fitting for our topic. Because apparently she has a monster-in-law as well.
Apparently.
So,
allegedly.
Allegedly, Mama Bear's coming out.
Life updates.
Life updates.
We both have big life updates.
Oh, I do? I have to talk about mine?
Yeah.
Oh, that. I have a dog.
We all knew that you were getting a dog. Tell us about the dog.
How much time do you have? Okay. Well, first of all,
90 seconds.
Yeah, our trip to get the dog was fabulous. We went like 4 or 5 hours away from. How many more times can I do that? I hate that. Sorry, I was seriously annoying myself. We went from like Friday to Sunday. Wait, no, we just went Friday, Saturday.
Yeah,
we stayed Friday night and came home Saturday night. Yeah. And we went to the Oregon Zoo and the Woodburn Outlets, which was slay. I got so many good deals. Mm-hmm. And Booker loved the zoo. It was so much fun. It was a really, really, really good day. He did super good in the car. Traveling was amazing. Like, everything honestly was perfect. Until we got the dog.
Well, it went fine even when you got the dog, though.
Yeah, I guess it did. I went and picked out the dog. The whole trip was to get the dog. It's like my early Christmas present. And the trip was like my early birthday present.
Melissa's getting all of her Christmas presents months early. I'm like, this isn't a Christmas present anymore. It's October.
My parents bought us like a nice stroller to upgrade, but yeah,
I need it now.
Yeah, I need it right freaking now because we broke our stroller at the Oregon Zoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the trip and like the shopping in the zoo and stuff was like my birthday present because my birthday's in December, and then the dog is my Christmas present. And it went great. We picked out the dog. There was 4 dogs. He's a boy. He's a Springer Spaniel. His name is Benny. And I picked him out. And I really thought...
You're really bragging about the right pick.
Yeah, I really thought I picked out like the golden one. And hear me out. There were 4 boys, right? Mm-hmm. One was cowering in the corner, the fact that we were even there. So obviously that one's not it.
Yeah.
The other 2 were mauling us. They were psychos, so obviously those 2 were out. The 4th one, which was Benny, was a little bit of both in the middle. And, like, obviously, what am I going to be able to tell from a dog in 45 minutes? Yeah. But, like, going back...
You did your best.
I'd still pick... I'd still say that was, like, the best pick. Unfortunately, we ended up getting a dog that was half-bred with pure evil. So...
Okay. Let's tone it back. I haven't met the dog, but...
He is a complete psychopath. We're having a lot of not behavioral issues, but basically I got a puppy with a toddler, and I fully expected to have a puppy with a toddler. I just didn't expect to have a little Tasmanian devil with a toddler.
Yeah.
So wasn't out of my element going into this, feeling a little bit out of my element now. Like, it's not even like puppy stuff. Like, the puppy stuff is, I've never had this breed before. I've been around dogs my entire life, bred and raised and showed dogs my whole life. Like, I'm not an idiot or a stranger to dogs, literally at all. I'm extremely well prepared to have a puppy and a dog. However, this dog specifically, Benny, is his breed standard for, like, temperament taken up 10 notches. Like, I was looking at the Springer Spaniels, I'm like, oh, okay, more energetic. Okay, cool. Like, really willing to please, but a little hard-headed. I'm like, okay, cool. And I kind of, like, lowered my expectations to not be, like, so blindsided because I knew it was going to be a hard transition. He is, like, the most energetic dog that's ever existed on the entire planet. He is so hard-headed that he is, like, dumb. He is so freaking stubborn. Willing to please my ass. Like, his goal in life is to ruin me. And he's so gentle with Booker, and they love each other. And when Jake's home, Jake will snap at him and point, and he'll just, like, behave. He hates me. He's trying to bully me.
Slay.
He's trying to kill me.
You guys will adjust.
Jake and I have had 7 different conversations of, do we rehome him? Do we give him back to the breed? Because I'm like, what are we gonna do with this dog? Because he's a psycho. Like, and obviously I don't want this dog's life to be, no, get down, no, drop it, stop, like, you know, and just hit on the nose. It's like, I don't want him to have a bad life.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm on the fence of, is this just a puppy phase and he's just, yes, taken up 10 notches of what he's supposed to be breed-wise, but we'll get through it and it'll be fine, and he will be a great family dog because this breed, I still, like, am confident in my choice of breed.
Yeah.
But he's obviously just a really extremely difficult puppy. So I'm on the fence of that versus, is he actually going to end up being a good fit for us and us a good fit for him? Which I think is a really dramatic thing to say at this point. I think it's way too early to even think that. But, like, the worst case scenario in the back of my head is like, oh my gosh, are we the right fit for this dog? Is he the right fit for us? Like, oh my gosh. So I don't actually think that that's, like, a realistic thing to say at this point. But stay tuned. I'm not actually...
That's not a realistic thing to think at this point, however I'm thinking it.
Yeah, however I'm thinking 10-hour round trip to get the dog back. Sounds peaceful.
Yeah.
Sounds like the most peaceful part of my entire week.
Yeah.
No, I won't. I'm not the person that gives back a dog. I'm really not. Not that there's, like, anything wrong with deciding a dog's not the right fit for your family, but I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it sounds like more effort to do that than to just
keep it for the
survive
next 15
the dog.
years.
I don't know. I don't think I could actually go through with it. If the breeder lived 30 minutes away,
dog would have been back 4 days
ago. The dog
ago,
would have been
probably.
back 4 days ago.
Yeah.
But, however, the breeder lives 5.5 hours away. So maybe he lives 5.5 hours away on purpose and God's trying to teach me something.
Okay.
Anyways, that's my life update. We're struggling.
Love
Pray
that
for
for
us.
you. Give her a round of applause.
Yay! Yeah.
It'll get better.
Jake asked
He'll
me
chill.
today.
He's not going to get, like, well, maybe he will get more crazy, but in the next
Yeah.
4 months, he's not going to get more crazy. In 4 months, he'll be more calm.
Yeah, I think.
Might be more crazy in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, my hope is that it'll all end up fine. I just have to survive an extended amount of time until it's all fine.
Yeah.
But Jake was like, can I still get you, like, you know, a small something for Christmas or whatever? And I was like, you want to get me more for Christmas? What do you mean? This is my gift right here. It's the gift that keeps on freaking giving. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you actually get the dog. You don't really like the dog. You're like, actually, I am going to need a full-on Christmas present because this ain't it.
Yeah, I'm like,
This is an unfortunate mishap
yeah.
that we're now living with.
Yeah. No, literally.
Any other life updates?
No, you should do your life updates.
Okay.
They're better.
I got a new car. Round of applause. Yeah, I got a new car. I am feeling like a little bit shocked because I really did like my old car too. And this car is like way nicer and way fancier and has all of the, not all of the bells and whistles. It's a 2020, so it's not actually like a brand new car, but it has like all of the bells and whistles, you know. Has heated steering wheel, heated seats, leather, everything. Yeah.
Nice.
Remote start from your phone. Whatever. It has all of that kind of fancy features, which my other car had like heated seats and stuff, but not like above and beyond fancy features, like literally at all. So it's way nicer, but I honestly really did love my other car. Part of me is like, I kind of wish I would have just kept my other car, but I don't actually. This is like a great car. I'll like it, but I'm like,
well, it's probably hard too when
spent
your
so much money on
old
this
car is just sitting right next to the new car.
Yeah, and I think the thing about my old car is like, if I wanted a car that size, like that was the car I wanted. Mm-hmm. Like that
you've
size
been talking
car.
about this car for a long time. This exact one.
No, my old car. I mean.
Oh, okay.
I guess the new car too, but my old car, I had an Outback, a Subaru Outback, and I upgraded to an Ascent. Anyways, my Outback, I literally, if anyone's in the market for a car and you want like a small SUV, an Outback is literally, that car had everything I needed. It drove great. It like was so comfortable. It's like a little bit bigger, my old car, like a little bit bigger than like the average car that's that size. Like it's the same size as like Chris's car, but it's just like this much bigger that you can like fit a board from Home Depot in there. Like you can't fit that in most cars that size. This car is just like 3 inches longer and it fits. You can fit an air mattress in the back of it, which obviously I don't do anymore. But when I was younger, like Chris and I would go camping and like sleep in the car, and you could put an air mattress back there. Can't put an air mattress in most cars that size. Anyways, this is just me going on and on about that. My old car, if you want to buy it, let me know.
Yeah, if you're in the market.
Yeah, if you're in the market. No, kind of, but no.
Actually, but no.
I just really liked that car. And this car will be great too, but I don't have the same like everything on my old car. I was like, when they designed this car, they thought of everything without making it like a fancy like bells and whistles car. Does that make sense?
Is this why Subaru people are like obsessed with Subarus?
I'm obsessed with Subarus. That car had like 3 ways to put down the seats. Like, obviously you don't need 3 ways to put down the seats, but it's like it's so convenient. Like, boom, click this, pull this lever, seats down. If you're on this side, pull that lever, put the seats down. Like, I just really liked that car, and I really like my new car too. But I'm like, we paid cash for it, so I'm like, honestly, like.
Seeing the amount
like
missing.
I'm seeing the amount missing, and I'm like, did I really need the car that much?
It won't hurt as bad when you deposit the check from selling the old car.
Yeah, we haven't sold the old car, so yeah, we're missing more money than what we actually will be missing. So yeah, and it's all good. I do really like it. I'm just saying that I'm like,
yeah, you've been talking about this exact car for a really long time.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. It's white and it has like brown leather seats, which is...
It is gorgeous.
It wasn't like that was like going to be a deal breaker, but that's like, if I had my perfect pick, that's what it would have been. And I got
it was
that.
the perfect situation.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. That's the car. And yeah, I think that's about all of my life updates. Went to the pumpkin patch yesterday, said about 3 words to each other.
I know. I'm like, did we even go to the pumpkin patch together?
I know. We went at the same time.
Yeah. At least my mom got one picture of the boys. We have one picture of the boys from
back
the pumpkin
of their
patch.
heads.
Back of their heads, yeah. But at least we have that.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
I feel like I ended up with a lot of pictures, but...
I ended up with a ton of pictures, too.
Yeah. I'm in, like, 4 of them.
Really?
I know. I was, like, not feeling it. Normally, I'm in all of them, but I was like, no, everybody else can...
I was kind of stressed when you guys were there. Not because you guys were there, but just, like, that...
When we first got
there. Like, that timing. And then we ended up, like, just before you guys left, we went back to the car and I fed Coast. And we just, like, took a little 10-minute...
Like, breather
in the car. And then when we came back out is, like, about when you guys left. I think we came out, like, a few minutes before you left. But I feel like after that, we were, like, a lot more... tuned in, but also like around that time it got a lot cooler. I think you guys left when a lot of people left, and it felt like once we came back out there was a lot less people. It just felt like more like less overstimulating, you know. And Coast was nice and fed and like whatever.
Yeah, I know. I think we had very opposite. I mean, obviously we have very opposite kids.
Yeah,
Coast is just like so much more outgoing than Booker, so I think we had much. My Walmart curbside pickup is ready. Can't miss it.
Yeah.
We had very different experiences. I almost felt like I was like, okay, this feels like I'm glad we went. I'm glad we had the pictures, but it almost felt like a waste because Booker, especially
Do you
with the
have
puppy,
any idea how much those tokens were?
like $8.
I have beef because you guys you said you went and got tokens, so we like hurried up and bought tokens. And then you were like, oh, we didn't actually get tokens?
Because I went to get tokens for the freaking petting zoo that they didn't even have. That is the whole reason I wanted to go to that place, Kylie. I'm still so upset.
And there's probably places closer to your house that have petting zoos.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I drove 35 minutes for a petting zoo that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so disappointed with the experience, because I just was like, this is so boring.
Yeah, the one reason that you came. We went on that cow ride. We didn't go when we said we were going to go. We went like later on.
I know we walked over there and tried to watch you guys, but
the line was like so long.
Yeah.
We would have been in line for like 30 minutes.
Fast.
It was
Coast's face in the video.
so
He's
fast.
like, I don't know about this.
I almost dropped my phone.
Seriously?
Yes.
Do you think he enjoyed it?
I don't know.
He obviously didn't hate it.
He didn't. If he would have like really not liked it, he would have cried.
Right.
I think he was just
what
like,
would you have done? Like, stop the train.
I think we literally would have had to just get through it. I mean, there's a ton of other
He
people
looked like
on
he
it.
was enjoying it, but like very cautiously optimistic about it.
I think that's an optimistic take on it. I think he was like not really that into it.
Really? You two look like you were having a ball.
Well, we were trying to make it fun for him.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
We weren't going to be like, oh my God, Coast, like this is terrifying. It was fast though. That would be fun, like just for like
I guess,
you know what I mean? And I'm like, these things they go around these like corners like this. I'm like, this
Holy
thing is gonna
crap.
tip. Anyways, it was really fun. But yeah, Coast was like,
Jay could have never gone on that. He would the whole time he'd have been like, are you sure this was engineered correctly? The beef that he has with like fair roller coasters.
yeah.
He's like, this came out of a suitcase. I'm not getting on it.
But a fair roller coaster is a lot scarier than
And I'm
that.
like, woo, let's go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let my kid on it, but I'd go.
On the cow thing? The cow
Yeah.
train or a roller coaster?
Both.
Yeah.
I feel like the cow train's more reliable than a roller coaster.
Well, the cow train is like, I think A, more reliable than a roller coaster, and B, it's like, what's literally the worst case scenario?
yeah,
The
you're gonna
worst case
fall off and you're
scenario
gonna
is
get a
it
skinned knee
tips.
and maybe like a couple bruises and a little bit of blood. You fall off a roller coaster, you're dead.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you could probably get a concussion falling out of that
I mean,
thing. I mean, probably it could be bad, but like not as bad as a roller coaster.
it looked like fun though.
It was fun, yeah. I'm glad we did. I'd do it again, yeah.
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 I feel like I'm glad we went just for the memes, you know?
Yeah.
But
Did you guys go to the pumpkin patch last year?
yeah.
You did?
We went to Pheasant though.
Okay. We went last year and it was horrible.
I know. I remember you saying it was like a really bad experience.
And the first part of yesterday.
Didn't you go to the same place?
Yeah. The first part of yesterday was feeling the same. And I was like,
Oh, were you like, I could tell you were stressed
I was
out.
just like, why did we even come? Like, this is not fun. But then we turned the day around and it's fun.
good.
So,
I know when we first got there, you seemed kind of checked out a little, and I was worried that maybe nap didn't go back good or something like that.
Oh, no. It was fine. Coast is just a handful when we're at places like that.
Yeah.
He's just like everywhere all at once. And it's like, and there's 77 people all around at the same time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
like I'm feeling overstimulated, you know?
I feel like I was feeling kind of the same way, but like opposite. Because I just was like, I think especially with the puppy, Booker has just been hold me every single second of every single day and just on my leg. Like I feel like when I walk, if I stop, his head goes up my butt crack. You know what I mean? Like, and so every time I tried to set him down to like get pictures or like walk around, he just was like, pick me back up.
Boys
I'm like,
need to-
enjoy the pumpkin patch.
the
We are
boys
here for
need to
you.
mix their energy.
Yeah, they're both so polar opposites. And then when Coast got there, I think he was like, oh, okay, like this is kind of okay.
Yeah.
But then he just wasn't feeling like outgoing enough to keep up with Coast, and he just came right back to me. I'm like, ugh, dude.
Coast is fast too.
He is
like
fast.
so fast. Like
And
actually,
Booker was
I
in,
can
like,
hardly keep up with Coast
Nice, not
sometimes.
nice, but like more fancier.
Yeah.
Like he would look really cute, but he was in like boots. He'd never worn them before.
Yeah.
And it was tall grass, and yeah, it honestly, we had a good time. It was fun. I'm glad we went, but I just wish he would. You wish the Coast would slow down and look at a pumpkin a little bit longer than he does, and I wish that Booker would let go of my leg and run around a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think next year when we go, I will try and just go at like that time, like when you guys left,
Yeah.
because it was really nice. The
We'll have
lighting
to
was better.
remember.
The lighting was better for pictures.
Was it? And it
Which
was
doesn't
so
really
bright.
matter. Which doesn't really matter.
But if it coincides with...
And it's cooler, and there's less people, and there's no lines.
Because, it's 75 degrees in the middle of October here.
Yeah. Okay, we need to get into these stories. We've been
I know.
talking. Chris is going to get back and be like, okay.
It's because we haven't seen each other in literally so
3
long.
weeks, yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Sure. Actually, how many do you have? You only have 5.
I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4.
Let me
you
go first. I have more, but we don't have to get through all of them.
Yours seem short. I didn't look at them. But
Okay.
Because I want to react.
Okay. This one says, gosh. Okay, these are monster-in-law stories off of Reddit. Okay, the first one says, gosh, there are so many stories to choose from.
Starting off strong.
How about the time we asked her to feed the cat while we were on our honeymoon? We returned to discover that she had rearranged, literally moved furniture, pictures on walls, kitchen cabinet and drawer items, etc. To clarify, she is now my former in-law. And while reminiscing on this long Thanksgiving weekend, boy, am I thankful for that.
What possesses someone? Like, okay, put yourself in the mother-in-law's position, like in her shoes.
You're way too comfortable.
You're way too comfortable. What makes you think, gosh, this would look better a different way? I'll just do it. I'm doing them a favor.
Furniture?
What possesses someone?
And so much work to move back, too.
No, I'd make her come back and move it back. Like, absolutely not. Okay.
Former mother-in-law, thankful for that.
Yeah, on this long Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, this one's an am I the asshole, but still.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for refusing to visit my mother-in-law after she fat-shamed me following the birth of my baby?
Is that it?
No, there's a whole story.
Okay, good, yeah.
A few months has passed since my last post, and I am shocked by how many people related to my story and were updated. No one cares. Okay. Okay. After my post, I got diagnosed with postpartum depression and anxiety and thus was medicated for it. Well, anyone who takes these medications can tell you that they take away your appetite completely. So within 4 months, I lost a total of 36 pounds. Completely on accident. I need to get me some of those. This caused my milk supply to go down and then stop altogether. Has caused extremely low energy and just in general makes me feel really crappy. Side note, I'm in the process of getting these medications changed. Not that this isn't important, you guys, but like yada yada, you know? Okay. I also haven't seen my mother-in-law in a very long time. My husband talked with her, and she had especially told him that I am being too sensitive. She had essentially told him I am being too sensitive and that I need to seek professional help. Yesterday was my father-in-law's birthday party, so we went over to celebrate since my husband is very close with him. The moment my mother-in-law saw me, she immediately told me how skinny and better I looked. She was waving other family members of theirs over to look at me, and all of them commended me for how pretty I am now.
Oh no.
My favorite part was them saying, "Don't you feel so much better now that all that baby weight is falling off?"
No.
I had to bite my tongue and leave the conversation to cry in the bathroom. My husband who wasn't in the room, came looking for me, and I told him what they said. He flew out of the bathroom and started yelling at his mom for making more comments on my body. We love a man that's not a boy mom boy. She looked at me and started yelling that I need to learn to take compliments and that clearly my brain disorders were causing me to be socially clueless. We left immediately, and his mother has called many times and left voicemails stating that I ruined her husband's birthday celebration for being too sensitive.
Not the a-hole. That's insane.
I'm sorry. What? That's like saying,
I thought,
oh my gosh, you actually look good today. That's so backhanded.
And no, it's not. It's like saying, oh my gosh, you look so good today. Doesn't she look so much better than she looked last week? Like last week, she really looked horrible.
Yeah. And that's the part they're not saying is that last piece of like, you looked bad last time.
Well, I feel like when you were reading it and you were like, and then the mother-in-law came up and said like, oh my gosh, you look so good or whatever she said. And I was like, that's rude, but like,
she means, maybe she means,
maybe you have to just let it go. You know what I mean? The calling over of the other family members and like putting it on display is so beyond.
It's like, oh my gosh, I know. Come look. Didn't she look just so terrible last time? But look how much better she is.
Yeah, literally. So bad.
And the fact that they said, look how much prettier she is.
Yeah.
Pretty and like weight are so different.
And also
to say like, look how much healthier she looks, like, don't you feel better? Like, that's still messed up.
But she didn't even like lose the weight like in a healthy way.
Yeah. But to say she looks prettier is bad. That cuts deep.
So bad. And then when she gets upset about it, to be like, oh, you're what was it?
Your mental
state?
disorders or
your
whatever.
mental disorders.
I
That's so bad.
hate when, like, I feel like I see this with mother-in-laws all the time. They act like they never had a baby.
No, I know.
Like, you never were in
Yeah.
postpartum. You never had extra weight. You never had clothes that didn't fit. You never didn't get to shower for 5 days. Like,
Yeah.
you never didn't host 17 people in your home with your 1-day-old baby. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I know. They must just, like, literally not remember how it was. Because surely they
Apparently.
did. And surely it was hard.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I did it, so you can too.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, next.
Okay. Apparently there's a trend because a lot of these are ex-mother-in-laws.
Honestly,
Which I didn't do on purpose, obviously.
the best advice that someone gave me was when you marry a man, you marry his family, but the husband should never expect his wife to marry his family. Like, as a wife, you should be like, okay, I need to be able to put up with this family, but the husband should never have that. Like, you need to put up with my family.
It's like both of you, like upping your expectations for yourself and lowering them for the other person.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Which is good, yeah. Okay. This one says, there are so many stories I have about my ex-mother-in-law. I could write a book. I don't even know if I put one story... Oh, I don't even know if I put one story up if it will even do justice to the crazy narcissist that is my ex-mother-in-law.
It's never an isolated situation.
No, because then it wouldn't be on Reddit.
Yeah.
You would be able
It's
to let
never
it go
like
if it was
she did this one
time.
crazy thing.
No, yeah. Like the time she outright asked my now ex if he was sure our second kid was his. Worse yet, he actually questioned me about it. Thanks, a-hole. Believe your... Okay, this has like a lot of cuss words in it.
Oh, okay. Do you need me to read it for you?
Believe your shithead mom that's been trying to ruin our marriage since day one over me without evidence. In hindsight, I should have left him then, but I didn't. All the short stories I have about her will come off as... This is a weird term. As mean on my end. So that's the bad short one I have. All others would be an experience. The end of that doesn't make sense, but...
I feel like it's literally... It is one thing to have a monster-in-law do stuff like that when your husband is like, you know, as he should,
Like,
has your back,
sturdy,
stands up for
yeah.
you, like you're a solid family, you know, whatever. But when they're a mama's boy and they're like a man-child and they're like, yeah, I think she might be right. Is that actually my kid? It's like, okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Like, toss that man in the trash where he belongs.
Yeah.
That is wild. To question the paternity of your
No,
child.
that's insane.
And it's not even the first, it's the second.
Yeah.
It's like, I've already had a kid with this man.
Yeah.
This man has already seen me postpartum and wiped my butt. Like, really?
Yeah. We are a family.
I have a child. I'm a mom. Yeah, I got the energy to go cheat. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Literally.
That is wild. Okay. This one says, mother-in-law says our wedding really isn't about me, and I should step back to let her son and family enjoy their special moment. Wish this was clickbait, but regrettably it's not. Mother-in-law never liked me, cited reasoning because I'd been married before a 1.5-year abusive marriage when I was 19, and refused to speak or look at me for the first year and some change of our relationship. By year 2, my now fiance made it clear things were serious and it improved. By year 3, when we got engaged, we thought we'd really turned a corner. Now we're wedding planning and she's making both of our lives hell. We're paying for it ourselves due to how challenging they've been, but for everything they want us to do that we say no to, my wealthy future in-laws offer more and more money. We're up to $15,000, which is just shy of our entire wedding budget. After countless...
Wait. Recap me on the money.
The in-laws are like offering them money to do what they want at the wedding.
$15,000 worth?
Yeah, they're like, if you do this at the wedding, like we want you to, we'll pay for it.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure obscene things.
Yeah.
Um,
Or not obscene. Like, we want this caterer and we'll pay for it, but it has to be this caterer.
yeah, which I guess they're wealthy, so I could kind of see like
Yeah.
them being like stingy about who and where and what.
Yeah.
After countless smaller aggressions that have caused drama and issues, example, hosting our engagement party and only letting us invite 6 out of the 64 people, etc., it finally culminated today in her best friend taking me out to coffee under the guise of discussing the shower she's offered to throw for us. To say that she felt it weighing heavily on her heart to confront me and that according to my former mother-in-law, since I've been married before, this event really isn't about me or my family, and I should step out of the way and allow room for my fiance and his family to enjoy their special moment.
Gotcha.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Can you imagine saying that to a bride? My fiance and I have been 100% 50-50 in every choice we've made. Oh, this is getting dicey. We're both queer, but he's not out to his family. Okay, that just honestly not important to the story, but that adds like a whole nother level of dynamic in their relationship. And they just refuse to believe that maybe this is what he wants, meaning a small, non-traditional wedding. It's not always what it is. They always want this big hoopla. And you're like, I just want
the mother-in-law or the family.
Yeah. Our biggest issue is trying to compromise on the guest count. We wanted small, like 25 people. Their minimum list is an additional 39 people. They want to invite 3 couples plus a ton of family we don't know, many of whom I've never met. It's tricky because we have some cousins we're close to, but don't want to invite their entire families who haven't been supportive / present in our relationship. We'd finally agreed to try to invite more to appease them, and then this happened today, and now we're lost and hurt and angry. Even if we decided to add to our guest count to meet in the middle, I don't know how we'll afford it, as we refuse to accept money from them. The event we can throw for is 30. Oh my gosh, people need to learn how to like go back and like check their freaking typing. The event we can throw for 30 is very different than what we can do for 70.
Sure.
Whatever. She's like asking for advice after that. She's like, what do I do, basically?
Wait, so why are they...
She's upset because it sounds like the mother-in-law was, you've been married before, so like all your wedding excitement. Like,
yeah.
Like you had your chance, basically, and you effed it up. So now this is our chance.
Well, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. That part of it makes sense.
I could almost understand the mother-in-law thinking that way, but that's an inside thought that stays on the inside. Yeah. You know? You don't get coffee with your future daughter-in-law and go, since your first husband...
But I don't think it was the mother-in-law. I think it was the mother-in-law's friend.
Oh,
wasn't it?
I think you're right.
This is confusing. Wait,
people need to be more concise with their drama.
I'm confused because she's saying that they're going to pay for everything. Like we want more people and we'll pay for more people, but then she said that they're not going to take the money. So then don't invite the more people.
Yeah.
It seems like a simple fix,
I think the bride is saying, we don't want your blood money. And we're not going to invite any of the people that you want to invite. And then the mother-in-law is going, well, because we can't afford it. And the mother-in-law is going, well, if you're not going to take our money, like, we would pay to have these extra people, but you're not going to take our money. And I think the bride's trying to meet her in the middle and say, okay, we can invite some of them, but like we can't afford to invite.
Don't meet her in the middle.
Yeah, don't meet her in the middle. Just
say keep your money and we don't want to do that. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, but no thanks.
I feel like that one's not as like wild, but I feel like that's such a realistic situation.
Yeah, that's what I was
going to
say. Common.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah.
I feel like at our wedding, my parents asked me to invite like not a lot, but like several people that I'm like, I don't even really know this person or have a relationship with them. And we did have a small wedding. It was like literally 30 people.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, that's so weird. But like, they didn't think it was weird.
Yeah.
That was normal for them.
I think too, it's like probably part of it is like, oh, invite like whatever, one of your mom's old friends or something like that. And to you feel like that's so weird or whatever, but maybe not to the friend because the friend knew you when you were little.
And you know what I'm saying? Grow up like through Facebook or whatever and like feels a certain
way.
Or
even like in person, but you just like don't.
I think the best thing that you can do in a situation like that, do not take their money. Literally, I feel like literally don't ever take money. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. You will sink or swim on your own with your husband. Don't ever take money. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, especially with a family like this that seems to be controlling.
I think it's okay if your parents want to pay for your wedding, though.
Well, sure. But once they're like, but we want this.
Yeah, no.
You're done.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Yeah.
But I think one thing I would do differently at my wedding that I think that she should do is say, okay, mom and dad, you each get to invite 10 people or 5 people, 7 people.
Like here's a limit.
Yes, like this is how many people you can invite whoever you want.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you might end up with someone you don't really know at your wedding, but it's like,
that's the one person or whatever.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 times they're going to invite 7 people that like, yeah, you grew up with or you wouldn't necessarily invite, but whatever.
Happy to have them there or whatever.
Yeah. Extra gift. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's the best thing to do is say, okay, you get 10
3
people.
or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good. Yeah. She can invite her really precious Aunt Stacy or whatever, but
Yeah,
she doesn't need
literally.
to invite Stacy and Linda and.
Yeah, and the one from her knitting class and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, this one says, oh man, I've got a doozy for you. My mother-in-law asked my wife how much my mother makes. So this is a husband writing.
Okay, so read it again now that I know it's from a husband perspective.
My mother-in-law,
So wife's mom.
yes, wife's mom.
Okay.
My mother-in-law asked my wife, the wife, how much my mother makes.
So
husband's
mom
dad.
asked daughter how much daughter's husband's mom makes.
Yes.
Okay.
It would be like your mom asking you how much
Jake's
mom
mom.
makes.
Okay. Which isn't entirely odd, but doesn't matter.
My mother-in-law asked my wife how much my mother makes. This not being a usual topic of conversation in my family was not known to my wife, so she made up an arbitrary number of 100K and told this to my mother-in-law. That was probably a mistake. Probably just should have said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, about a month and a half later, my mother-in-law came back to my wife and said, there's no way that your mother-in-law can make that much money. Apparently, she called my mother's place of employment, asked if anyone made more than 100K. She claims that she was told by my mom's work that no one makes that much money and it is supposedly impossible for her to make that much. My mother works at a university as an experienced web developer, so of course there are people there that make more than 100K, and there's no way someone relayed this information. Saying that she lied.
Yeah, it's not like she called the bank.
Yeah.
Like,
After this conversation was about finished, she finished by saying that she was glad that my mother didn't make that much because she claimed she wanted to be the rich grandma and it was her job to spoil the kids. It was her job to spoil the kids. That gets why can't I speak? It's literally not a hard sentence. That gets kind of hard when she has no money and doesn't even work. This woman be crazy.
that is, some people think money is like such a taboo topic to discuss, like salary and stuff.
Yeah,
That's like such a thing.
it being taboo.
Yeah, like people just don't ask how much you make or what, like whatever.
I will.
I know you and I
And I'll send the nose emoji with it.
Yeah. You love talking money. But that is bizarre because it's not like she was like, oh, how much does she make? Like casually in conversation.
No, it's kind of
It was, how much does she make?
well, and it's like one thing to be like, oh, how much does she make? Or even if you said it in a weird way, it's another to like either call the place of employment and ask or make up that you called the place of employment.
Or inquire literally at all
Yeah.
past. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, and she wants to be the rich grandma.
But has no job and no money.
Oh,
Tea.
dude. I don't know what possesses people to act this way.
No, it's actually crazy how people act. So
Isn't
you're like,
it-
I
but
would
doesn't it make you
literally-
kind of feel good that you're like
normal?
normal?
Yeah.
How many times a week do you and I go, why can't people just act normal?
No.
Why can't people just be normal?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not wanting my mother-in-law to have a baby?
Not wanting the mother-in-law to have a baby?
Yeah, I feel like I know where
Okay.
this is going. I haven't read these either. Well, I
I like
skimmed them.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep this as short as I can while still giving context. My mother-in-law, 43. Oh, I love when they give ages.
I know. Give us all the details.
Yeah.
We need to know the whole
Because a mother-in-law
picture.
that's like 60 is different than a mother-in-law that's 40.
Right.
Like that's a young mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay. My mother-in-law, 43.
So they must be 20.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay.
Like she probably had,
Kids at 20.
yeah. Has been obsessed with me and my husband's relationship for the past few years. Well, obviously, honey, because nobody can replace mommy.
Yeah.
Since he began talking to her about engagement plans, she planned her own engagement to her new boyfriend at the time to make sure she beat us to it. We told her about very specific non-traditional wedding plans that we had. She made the exact same plans for her own wedding and announced them to everyone like it was her original idea before we'd even gotten engaged a couple months later. She'd already paid for everything before telling anyone, so it was all set in stone.
How'd she get her boyfriend to get her to propose to her?
Obviously, she's got that good hot tua going.
Yeah.
To top it off, she even decided to have the wedding in a city that means nothing to her and her fiance, but she knows is very special to my husband and I. Okay, we got to get somewhere because this girl's just kind of sounding a little like, that's my city.
Yeah.
Like, I can see it, but also it seems like it's one side of the story so far.
Yeah.
It seems like any big life event that she sees us planning, she has to try to swoop in and steal the spotlight because she just can't stand it. Now the fact that my husband and I are trying for our first baby has been discussed. Every time I see her now, it's asking me multiple times in one day if I'm pregnant and when I will be. The last time I saw her, she was saying that the only reason she's been asking me so much if I'm pregnant is because she's trying to decide if she should have another baby or not. I'm not going to lie, I really just didn't say anything for longer than socially acceptable. I was so genuinely stunned. She's tried already to overshadow my engagement, my wedding, and now a baby. I was absolutely enraged at this because we're no longer talking about life events. We're now talking about going as far as to bring a child into this world.
Yeah.
I have no desire to raise my child alongside her. This last conversation and the idea that she would go as far as to do that really makes me want to just cut off having a relationship completely. Of course, if you ask her, everything she does is because she's just so spiritually enlightened that she just does whatever makes her happy. If you aren't happy for her, then you're just selfish and just aren't as evolved in your understanding of life. Wow. She sounds pretty self-righteous. But from where I'm standing right now, it all feels too intentional to believe that she has pure intentions. On the other hand, the fact that she would go this far also feels extreme, and I'd really hope she wouldn't do that to her own son and daughter-in-law. But since she's so covert about everything, I really feel gaslit and crazy. I can't shake this feeling of just rage and annoyance that this is even a situation we're faced with right now. When I talk to my husband, he seems to have little to no emotions toward the situation and is just very matter of fact. He says he's focusing on our family and what we are trying to create and can't be bothered giving attention to anything that she does with her life. I think this is a very healthy way to think about things, but I still can't shake my negative feelings around it. Yeah, that is a really healthy way to handle it. Also, talk shit about me with your mom. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I have this feeling that she's copying me. Like, dive into it with me.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, like, hard if they're, like, kind of, like, have a relationship with them. But then he's saying, like, oh, let's just focus on us. It's like, I can't just focus on us when we're, like, seeing her every week.
And being copied.
It's giving the moms that,
Are you getting stressed?
yeah, I think it's fine. But it's so hard for me to see the, like, red, you know, like, at the top of the phone where it like, actually says it's recording. I can tell it's open on camera, but I'm like, hopefully it's...
Well, shoot, you have 10 times better eyesight than I do. I can't see anything.
I think it's red. I don't know.
Here, this is what I do when I go out
Zoom
to eat
in.
at restaurants.
Yeah.
And I can't see the menu.
You know what you're looking for, right?
Sure. Yeah, I think it's recording. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let me take a picture and show you.
What was I saying? Oh, it's like the it's usually moms, but it could be parents, whatever, that act like they're the same age as their kids.
Yeah.
And I hate that. It's like you like will see people and like their mom is like partying with their kid.
Yes.
And it's like, what is happening?
Literally like Jane the Virgin, her and her mom.
Yeah, like that. Except
Yeah.
for I like her mom in that show.
Wow, but on paper,
Like
she's
that-
extremely irresponsible and thinks she's 21.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that, but like in real life. And like it's
Yeah.
not actually
more realistic.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
is
it's giving.
like, not that you can't have a baby at 40, but
No, it's weird to
why
like
would you want to? Like, you're done, you know?
I feel like it's not even like why would you want to? I feel like it's like why would you want to like go through pregnancy with someone that's 20 years younger than you?
Yeah.
Like you guys are in completely different like life stages. Like
That wouldn't be a good bonding experience.
no, and like maybe it would be like, oh yeah, cool that you guys are both pregnant at the same time and like you can like relate over that, but like to be like like we were pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
And we're like texting each other every day about it. And like, are you feeling this? Like taking pictures together. Like that would be a weird experience to have with your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
It would be one thing to like be pregnant and like when you see each other check in and like maybe snap a photo
Yeah.
or whatever. But to like have that be like your pregnancy buddy or something almost is weird.
Yeah. And maybe this is a really selfish take. And honestly, it probably is. But I think it's super valid. I feel like I would be like, listen, you've already had your kids. You obviously already had like a marriage or a baby daddy or something. Like you've lived it.
Mm-hmm.
It's my turn. And like I need you to be here for me and my kid as a grandma. And you can't do that with a kid.
I think that is a realistic thought, but I think it is selfish.
Oh, it's super selfish. But also, if another like woman said that to me and that's how she feels about her mother-in-law, I'd be like, yeah, I'd feel that way too.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah. I think I would feel like that too. But also,
it's almost like you had your chance.
yeah.
But also, like, yeah, that's not fair. But
Because like, don't you think
it's like, what are you doing at 43 trying to one up your daughter-in-law?
when you already have had kids? Too?
Yeah, you've already had a marriage, probably already have kids. Like, grow up.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with like with grow up, but yeah. Yeah. I just can't get over like the wanting to like be a like it's like the comparison thing.
Yeah.
Cuz if they were like doing their own thing and like the mom was like wanting to get pregnant and like doing that and like not secret but like
Just doing your own thing.
doing her own thing and like she got pregnant and be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, we knew that you wanted to get pregnant." It's like it's weird that it's like this like
It's almost like, oh, you want to get pregnant? Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea.
yeah,
I'll do it
me
too.
Yeah. And I just can't get over like the mom being friends with like the kids because it's obviously even extremer than this because it's 20 years
At
or whatever.
least. Yeah.
But like imagine like you don't like no hate to any 18-year-old out there, but like I don't want to hang out with an 18-year-old.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
It
I'm
would-
in a completely different life stage.
It would feel like babysitting.
They're going to be immature, not in like
As they should be.
and I'm going to feel immature to a 40-year-old.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Like we're living our 24-year-old first-time mom life. An 18-year-old's living their first taste of freedom life. A 40-year-old's living a very different life.
yes. Like and why would you want to
Yeah.
like hang out with someone like that much younger? It's giving when like a man is like really successful, doing really well, whatever, they're 26 and they're going after a 19-year-old in college. It's like in
I've been that 19-year-old.
in all like respect to the 19-year-old, why would he want you?
Yeah.
If he's successful,
But at 19, you don't, yeah, you don't
attractive,
question it.
has money, why is he going after a 19-year-old who's living in the dorms?
Because he can't get anyone his own
Because
age.
he can't get anyone his own age. And
Red flag.
Why can't he get anyone his own age?
Yeah.
That's also successful and in the
Yep.
same sphere.
Nope, I've been that 19-year-old and 100%. It's
Yeah.
like, what's wrong with you that you can't date another successful 26-year-old?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I
And maybe
agree,
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's icky. It gives me major
Yeah.
ick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next one. My turn.
Yeah, and I think I have one more.
Okay, cool.
So you want to do two? It's only 4?
418. Let me see how many I have. Yeah, I'll do 2. We don't have to get through all of mine either.
Yours are shorter than mine.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, this one says, she says mine, but she's referring to her mother-in-law. I'm going to say my mother-in-law just so it makes more sense. My mother-in-law linked up with my best friend at time, now ex-best friend,
Ooh.
to find out what I was saying about her during a very rocky time in our then relationship. My best friend would tell her every single thing I was saying about my mother-in-law. They would talk shiz about me constantly. I had no idea. 2 months after my husband and I got engaged, she got me socks for Christmas that said, "Go away." At my bridal shower, she coated my gift in glitter so that when I opened it, the glitter went everywhere and ruined my dress. I could go on and on.
Speechless. Is that the
It's
end?
yeah, it's the same thing. Like, why is the mother-in-law linking up with the best friend? Why is the mother-in-law linking up with someone 20 plus years younger?
Also, where is the loyalty?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
If
Where's
my
the loyalty?
best friend's mother-in-law was like, want to get coffee? I'd be like,
No.
no, freak.
Go.
How'd you even get my number?
go back under the bridge like you deserve to, troll?
Yeah, lose my number,
Yeah.
freak. What? I'd be
Yeah.
like, are you paying?
Yeah.
Can we go shopping too?
I'll tell you for $300.
Yeah, I'm like, if you buy me my Free People cart, we can get chatting.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Insane,
And to be
right?
like, yeah, Sherry, she said this, and this. And it's, like, I'm sorry, do you not agree with your best friend that she's crazy?
Yeah. Wait, what did they
And you're just like repeating everything and acting like she's not crazy?
Well, and maybe that's like the thing. They didn't say what the rocky part of the relationship was or anything. She didn't say anything like that. So maybe she's in the wrong.
Even if, I'm sorry, if I'm in the wrong, you 100% tell me. You do. But
Yeah.
if I'm in the wrong and I'm looking at the person that I'm wrong
maybe
with,
you're
you're
so-
like, yeah, she did. Yeah, she's right. Like, you
Yeah,
have your
that's
friend's
true.
back.
Except for if you were like so delusional and like you thought of me as your best friend, but I didn't think of you as,
That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
That's
Like you
true.
were
If it-
you were so crazy and you thought that I was your best friend, but I was like, oh my gosh, this girl Melissa is like so
yeah.
too much and like annoying. You
But
know
to
what I'm saying?
meet up with the mother-in-law
I know,
is
it's crazy.
wild.
It's crazy.
That ex-best friend had like a revenge plan.
Yeah.
Like she was
There has to be
vindictive.
more. There has to be more to the story. That's what
like
I'm
there
saying.
must have been a rocky part with this friend. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah. Okay, want me to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours are good. Yours
This
are
is-
juicy.
Yeah, this is another good one. She brought over her 4 cats into our pet-free home for a month and put the litter boxes in our pantry next to our bedroom while I was 14 weeks pregnant. All this had been discussed beforehand, and she disregarded all of her promises. Cats blocked off to a certain part of the house, cats only staying 3 days, all turned out to be lies. By the grace of God, seriously, my husband magically developed the most severe cat allergy that month. When he lived with cats all his life for years, my mother-in-law had to cave, and we will never have the cats over again only because of that allergy. But I'll take a W whenever I can with her.
And the Oscar goes to
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That would be me in bed at night. I'd be like, listen, you were gonna put on the best
I'm gonna go.
effing show of your life.
I'm gonna go get some hay from the pet store, and we're gonna rub it on your face so that you have
Yeah. Getting up at 3 a.m. and like
a rash on your face.
yeah, creating a rash with makeup.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like that's not even like that like crazy. It's just that like the audacity.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is so like I feel like this is good for us because we're boy moms. It's always
be like
the
that?
boy's
I know.
mom.
I know.
It's never the girl's mom.
Yeah.
What is wrong with us? Like what?
I know.
How do you get to that point?
I know. I think about that not often, but sometimes that I'm like, because it's like, this is the thing. It's like all of these crazy mother-in-law things. It's like, obviously the mother-in-laws are in the wrong, but also like, why is like, it almost feels like there's like is more to the story.
I'm sure that there is.
It's like when
I'm sure
it's-
that there's, if you ask the mother-in-law, she has like a way to justify.
Well, it's like when you see like, I'll see TikToks of like funny skits or whatever, and it'll be like a mom like freaking out because guests are coming over and she's doing this and she's doing that and she's doing that and da 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 da, and the kids are like, she's being crazy, and it's like, yeah, because no one else is like
helping.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, I am going crazy because no one else is helping. I wonder if there's like some like
Underlying.
version of that, like
Yeah.
with the whole like boys mom thing. I
Which
don't know.
some of it I can see. Some of it I can be like, okay, yeah, I can understand why that thought would cross your mind. However, that
it in
thought
your
would
mind.
absolutely never leave my head.
Yeah.
But I feel like that kind of stuff is like, okay, you're just an inconsiderate, like arrogant
Yeah.
person. I feel like the ones where like the moms genuinely want to marry their sons,
Yeah.
and it's so obvious they're like competing with the
Yeah, yeah,
wife.
yeah.
It's like,
Like having a baby at the same time.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you are like you're cracked. Something
Yeah.
is wrong with you.
Yeah.
But it's like it's so not common, but like it's not rare.
Yeah.
Like why are there so many boy moms? Like
But
what
you know
happened?
what else is interesting? I've heard this point before too, because it's like, yeah, why is there so many like boy mother-in-laws and it's not the opposite? But it's kind of like, not me defending the mother-in-laws of boys.
No, but you love to play devil's advocate.
I know. But it's kind of like women maybe just get like pooped on, because there's the opposite of like a daddy's girl, and that's like a sweet like,
Oh, I think of a
And-
daddy's girl and I think like a spoiled brat.
And maybe you could think that too. But
Either
I think
way.
in general, like, you don't picture that as like, that dad's insane. You picture that dad as
Sure.
like, oh, that's
A
like
doting dad.
a dad that's like protecting his daughter and like, yeah, a little bit crazy, but like sweet and like
Is cleaning the guns when the boyfriend comes over.
like that. Yeah. And that does, you're not like, oh my gosh, that dad is insane. Like maybe you are, but they don't get the same like,
You're like, it's a little much, but
they're not
sure.
getting the same like crazy mother-in-law like
Yeah.
title. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I also just don't hear of father-in-laws doing psycho things.
Yeah.
Or like even like the mother-in-law of like the girl.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just
But
playing devil's advocate.
also most people have 2 kids and most people have a boy and a girl. So if you're talking about the mother-in-law of the daughter, it's because she's not being crazy in her daughter's marriage because she's over being crazy in her son's marriage.
Yeah, and also I think it's like, I don't know, and like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's like probably partly like when your son goes and gets married, like I feel like it's more common for like this, obviously you're creating your own family, but it's more common for the son to like not appease, but kind of like Christmas means a lot to the wife, so maybe her family is gonna come first. And I'm not saying that's like good or bad. I'm just saying that like that's kind of how it
Traditionally.
maybe is.
Yeah.
Where if you have a daughter and she goes and gets married, it's like surely we'll see her like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like whenever
I agree.
we want or whatever.
I agree with that. And is that necessarily fair on paper?
No.
No. But honestly,
That's life. Not everything's
it's like
fair.
a daughter's probably going to be more involved in her parents' life than a son is.
Yeah.
Because men just aren't that way.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, so if I look at like Benny and Booker playing and they're like starting to kind of bond and I'm like, oh, I'm a little jealous. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get replaced as like Booker's best friend. Like, this is so sad. Like, I'm a little jealous, that, you know, but at the same time, I'm not like, get rid of the dog I'm his best friend. It's like, how do you graduate from, sure, I understand, like, you do I kind of feel like I'm being replaced just a little.
Yeah.
But it's like more than that. I'm just so happy that he like is going to grow up with the dog and have like a buddy and blah, blah, blah. How do you graduate from that to this?
Yeah.
That is like something's happening. Are they home?
Yeah.
Indeed.
But they're outside, so I don't know.
Honestly, this might be a hot take, but I kind of feel like the women who become monster-in-laws of, you know, the husband's side, it's something in the marriage. Her marriage, where she's not getting something from her husband that she transferred onto her son and was getting it from her son.
Yeah.
And now the son can't give it to her anymore because he's giving it to his wife.
Yeah.
And she's now without.
Yeah.
And it's like a jealousy thing.
Yeah, that could be. It's also like when you like are I feel like, which I'm a mom of a 1-year-old, not a mom of a 20-year-old.
Sure.
But I feel like when your kid like grows up, turns 18 or 19 or whatever, and they move out, it's like the empty nesting thing. It's like that's really like sad and like an adjustment and like, yeah, you're gonna miss them so much or whatever. And in my head, it would also be like, and I get to like get my marriage back.
Yes.
Like, okay, this is like
We feel like that now probably with a 1-year-old.
Yeah, a sad transition or whatever, but also like a new chapter.
Yeah, and I think
You know?
that's probably not happening in these marriages.
Right, that's
where
what I'm
this is
saying.
an issue.
Yeah.
They never got their marriage back, or they just like never moved past being empty nesters or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Okay, your turn.
Okay. Let's see. The title is just Monster-in-Law. I'm hoping to get some opinions / advice on my situation with my mother-in-law. I've been with my husband for 9 years, married for 3. Oh, gosh.
I think we've been recording for a long time.
I know.
So I'm getting like uncomfortable in these chairs.
Normally,
Yeah.
I feel like you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have had a tumultuous relationship with his mom. I don't even know what tumultuous means.
Rough.
Okay. Pretty much from the get-go. She often makes snide remarks and is very snooty and is very much a one-upper. Oh. We just like clotheslined myself. Okay. We had our daughter in 2016, and she would inappropriately tell me how to parent her and act like I wasn't doing anything right. Even though we would do things I was appalled with, she would do things that I'm so sorry, you guys. She would do things that I was appalled with, such as smoke cigarettes in the same room inside the house with our newborn.
Ew.
That is nasty.
That's like very clearly way over the line.
Yeah, that's not like, oh, you can't have deli meat. That's
Yeah.
wow. Which I put a stop to immediately when I witnessed it, and dipped her